Hello gorgeous, I'm back today, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that typically I've stayed away from because I didn't want to attract a certain level of consciousness onto my channel, but I'm feeling like this needs to be said, and so I'm going to make that video. So long before I had started any of my own inner work, it seemed like the world was full of narcissists and they were pretty much coming out of the woodworks. Like they were everywhere, right? I had relatives that seemed like narcissists. That person was a narcissist. That person was a narcissist. Everyone was a narcissist. And it just got to a point where, it just got comical because in the beginning it was like, okay, everyone else is a narcissist and they're taking advantage of me. But then it just got to a point where I was like, why am I attracting all of these narcissists? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, this can't be reality, right? I also noticed that I had, certain friends or family members or people that didn't use the word narcissist. They didn't even talk about this kind of stuff. They didn't know any narcissists. They didn't feel that the whole world was full of narcissists. And I started just asking those questions, like, what were those people doing differently? So anyways, long story short, when I started asking the right questions, God always answers. I was led to inner work and started my entire journey. And then I kind of just forgot about the whole narcissist thing until I started actually coaching other people. And I would have women come in talking about my ex was a narcissist, my mom's a narcissist. And then I remembered that time when I used to do that too. And as they started doing their inner work, it was like all of the narcissists completely abandoned them and it wasn't even in their radar. So this is why I'm making this video. You have to understand that, first of all, there aren't as many narcissists as people have you believing or you believe, okay? The whole thing with narcissism, especially on YouTube and content like this, is that negative content sells a lot more than positive content. This is why you don't hear about all the planes that actually make it safely on the news, right? You don't hear about all the people that didn't get shot, right? You hear about negative things because negativity sells far more than positivity. We're just wired that way. Think of it this way, evolutionarily speaking, if 100 people were positive and you were surrounded by 100 positive people, that's great, right? But if there was one inkling of a negative person in your group, it's better to play it safe and focus on that person so that person doesn't end up harming you in some way. So evolutionarily speaking, we're much more likely to click on or listen to negative news and negative things like narcissism. When we start doing our inner work and we awaken more of our spiritual side, the spirit part of us, remember there's two parts, the animal and the spirit, we use our consciousness to get out of the field of negativity. And so those smaller group of people that are doing their inner work are not clicking on negative things. They're not watching the news. They're not sitting around watching content for narcissism and things like that. The rest of the 97% of the population that's not doing their inner work, those people are eating up that kind of content. So there's a lot more content like that being created, which gives you the illusion that, oh my God, there's so many narcissists out there, right? There's so much content about it and the algorithms is serving it up to you because you like that kind of content. So your world is now completely full of narcissists. And notice that the traits of narcissism are so vague as well, right? Someone who's simply upholding their boundaries because you're breaking them may seem like a narcissist to you, but all they're doing is basically protecting themselves from you. So I'm not saying a small percentage of narcissists do exist. I'm not saying that they don't exist, they do. But it's just like, it's the same thing. A very small group of people are serial killers. Very, very, very small group of people. But if YouTubers discovered that serial killer content sells and they start making that kind of content and then you start clicking and watching it and then more people make it and then the YouTube algorithm serves it up to you, you're gonna think everyone else, every other person is a serial killer, but that's not true. So just keep in mind that a lot of this is our own consciousness and then also what people are creating based on what you're clicking on and what people are watching. So what the trend that I started noticing is that women that were taking my courses and doing their inner work, all of a sudden their questions changed. They stopped talking about narcissism. They stopped talking about narcissists. They stopped identifying as people that were attracting narcissists. It just like fell out of their field. I have so many examples where the same woman came on one Zoom call for one certain course and you know, during that course, and asking about narcissists and how her ex was narcissist, her mom narcissist. And then in future courses, that same woman stopped mentioning it. And so we started actually discussing this in some of the courses. It has come up in a lot of the Zoom calls, even recently, that it's funny how narcissists actually target a certain group of people. So I know this is hard to hear sometimes because we want to just blame other people, but those small group of people that are identified professionally as narcissists, if they keep showing up in your field, you have to change. That's what I'm saying. Once you do your inner work and you are a completely different person, they are going to fall out of your field. You could be in the same room with you and they're going to ignore you. They target people that are wounded. They target women that will eat that stuff up. They target people that are addicted to suffering. That's who they target. I mean, at the end of the day, they love that kind of supply, okay? So in my life, when I was addicted to suffering, I was in my wounded feminine and masculine and all of that stuff. Yes, I was noticing they were everywhere. And quite honestly, some of the people that I thought were narcissists in my life were just people trying to uphold boundaries, or people that just were responding to my energy in a certain way. It was a dynamic that was playing out, right? So if you have a problem with narcissists in your life, you need inner work, and you need inner work yesterday. You don't have to even, I mean, I know this seems almost counterproductive, but I would even advise you to stop watching narcissist content, like content that like is supposed to help you get away from them, because a lot of that content actually puts you more in victimhood, and it's more about blaming them and how bad they are versus looking at us and our dynamic and the fact that we are attracting them. We have literally a sign on our forehead that says, narcissist juice, drink me up, okay? So if you start doing your inner work, they are just going to completely fall out of your field, okay? They are not going to exist in your world anymore. But you're going to have to get really dedicated. Instead of blaming them and how bad they are, you're going to have to stop the blame game and start saying, what is it about me and my energy that attracts these kind of situations in my life? What is it about me that puts up with these situations? What am I doing that is creating this dynamic with them? And once you start asking those questions and start doing your inner work around that, your complete reality and perception and everything will change, and you will no longer be a vibrational match for narcissists, okay? Whether it's an actual narcissist or a perceived narcissist, okay? And you guys know currently I am enrolling for my $1 Million Babe course. This is level 3 course. If you're new to my work and inner work, I would recommend starting with the basic Babe bundle. It's a game changer. Most of my students and clients start with the basic Babe bundle, so start there. But if you're a little bit more advanced, I am currently enrolling for the $1 Million Babe course. I have a few days left for the pre-order price. This course will be launching on 11/11, so I do have a pre-order pricing going on right now. It's highly discounted. Grab it. It's in the description box, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.